I want to talk too about this new deal that you've signed with SiriusXM. When you spoke with Forbes a couple of years ago, it was right when you had signed your $60 million deal with Spotify. Can you walk me through what this new negotiation process looked like, what you were really even looking for in the first place, and kind of how this partnership came to be?
Oh my gosh, it's been a roller coaster because in the middle of all of that, I was planning a tour and producing Call Her Daddy. It's like
getting married.
Yes, getting married. That's the fun thing about business is whenever something comes out, it's like, oh, and behind the scenes, I was doing 19 other things that some people haven't seen yet or you've seen so far. But it was an incredible experience to recognize that the brand had only grown since being at Spotify, and recognizing that this is a brand that is staying and here to stay. When I recognized that my deal was coming up, I think it was just having conversation with everyone on the market, like every single player in Hollywood. I sat down with all of the executives and I just listened of like, why should I bring Call Her Daddy to you? And it was a very powerful moment for me because I remember pre-Spotify, kind of, not that I had to pitch myself, but I was really having to pitch like where the show was going. Like I was pitching, I was gonna do these interviews. Before I signed with Spotify, I had barely done any interviews, right? So it was like, I was kind of pitching the dream. Now the dream is here and I'm kind of like being able to turn around and see like who wants to work with me, which is definitely really exciting. And I think any business owner, that's an exciting moment when the doors are just open now instead of me having to bang them down and be like, trust me, like listen to me, it's gonna be great. So this time around it was more relaxed.
Yeah.
I was kind of like showing up in my sweats. No. I did go to one business meeting in my sweats because I was coming from an interview, but it was a lot of conversations because the IP has grown so much and the Unwell Network now. I have many shows that would be coming with me that they would just be like helping sell their advertising. Obviously Call Her Daddy is the motherlode of the deal. But it was a lot of long conversations and a lot of just like what is going to be the right home for Call Her Daddy.
Was it the financial aspect that was ultimately like the deciding factor? Were there other parts of what these partnerships mean to you that really drew you to Sirius versus some other conversations you were having?
Yeah, I mean, I think there were many. It was not just financial. If anything, I knew the money would be there, and it was more about like what other things are going to people be able to give to Call Her Daddy and Unwell that will help us grow. I think the longevity aspect of building a brand, you want a partner that is invested in you, and I had that in Spotify. I think as business goes though, like sometimes you got to just switch it up.
Right.
And I think with Sirius, them offering radio and different type of talent support, and they just have a vision for the next few years that in those meetings, privately, they were explaining to me a vision that I just couldn't turn down. And I think as a creator, when someone puts your creative at the forefront, that is a no-brainer for me.